Hello, this is Kara from Kara Tarot with a general reading for Thursday, June 19th, 2025. Today I'm using the Summer Solstice and Cancer Season spread created by the Instagram account Cosmic Crow Tarot. She always has a lot of interesting spreads, which she's very generously makes available to everyone. So the questions are, how can I make the best of this season? What is my intuition trying to tell me? How can I be kinder to myself? And how can I be more empathetic towards others? The deck that I'm using is the Elemental Tarot. This, I've mentioned before, I went for the last time when I've been into tarot and then dumped my cards, and been into tarot and then dumped my cards several times. The last time I got into it, when I got much more seriously into it, I went about 10 years with only 3 decks. I think this was the 4th deck that I got. So it holds a special place for me, and I just adore the artwork. And it's created by Caroline Smith and John Astrop, and they have 2 other decks, which I also got because I just love what they do. So the first question, how can I make the best of this season? The 3 of Earth, fruits, and Ta, the Egyptian god of artisans, is mentioned on the bottom of this card. Well, the 3 of Earth is about apprenticeship. It's about working in concert with others, each person knowing his or her own strength so that the outcome will be the best it can possibly be. It's a wonderful synthesis of artistry, craftsmanship, and knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses in community. So it's a favorite card of mine. The second, what is my intuition trying to tell me? Harvest, the 6 of Earth. Aka, the Finnish goddess of the harvest, is mentioned on the bottom of this card. Of course, the 6 of Earth is about generosity, giving freely and accepting without shame or humility. It's also about balance, because it's in the act of giving, those who have a lot giving to those who have less. It is about restoring balance. And again, it's kind of a community card. And this one is called Harvest. The third card, how can I be kinder to myself? Thunder, 9 of Air, the Finnish god of thunder. Well, of course, the 9 of Air normally would be about kind of nightmares and guilt. And this is somewhat about fear. I mean, you see these people rising up in subjection to these dark clouds and the rain. But there is also a rainbow here. A rainbow comes with that. There also seems to be a dead animal here. So we have this combination of darkness and light coming through here. And I usually think that the 9 of Swords is also a good reminder that no matter how dark things seem in the darkest hours, we know that the light is going to come. So in this position, how can I be kinder to myself? Maybe by reminding myself when things have gone wrong, because this card can also be about guilt often, reminding myself that even if you don't hit the mark on being your best self today, you can always come back tomorrow and do better. When you know better, you can do better. And for how can I be more empathetic towards others? And this is, oh, lots of earth today, which is, I mean, for me, I'm a Virgo. That's great for me. 9 of earth, again, one of my favorite cards. And this is about Savitri, the Hindu king of heaven that is mentioned on this card. This card, of course, is again about, this says forest, but it's also about harvest. It's about the fruition of all of your hard work, um, appreciating what you have accomplished, and feeling full gratitude for it. In some decks, this can be a deck about isolation in that, but here we don't have isolation. We have these bubbles of joy, and we have people dancing together here. Next, I am going to address the Egyptian symbols in these cards and see what layer that adds to this. Now, I will acknowledge I am using the book for these Egyptian symbols because it's a table of symbols and I don't have those memorized. So this position was, how can I make the best of this season? And the first symbol appears to be a feather, and that is true. And this symbol is the city. So again, it has to do with community, and it has to do with, I think, a higher truth of a self-evaluation. So you can make sure you're being honest with yourself in terms of working with others about your strengths and your weaknesses, and also gently reminding others of theirs so that your community outcomes can be the best possible. What is my intuition trying to tell me? We have some of these symbols look a bit alike. This is love. This second symbol is beauty. And the last symbol is to give. So love, beauty, and to give. So intuition. We have this this card that is about giving, but it's not just about the material as one might think with an earth suit. It is also about giving freely of love. I remember a conversation I had with someone who said when they came across this card, they said, generosity is like a business decision. It has to be weighed financially, or basically it's like a business decision. What are you going to get out of it? And I just thought, I thought at that point I knew I had nothing left to say to that person, because I thought that is exactly what this card is not about. This card is about the impulse of generosity, the freedom of generosity, not evaluating some transactional thing that you're going to get out of being good to others. It's about, on the receiving end, it's about just being openly grateful without having to grovel or humble yourself. It is like the best of the ideas of generosity. And that person just said the worst. And I was like, oh no, we have nothing left to talk about. So our intuition is just reminding us of all of these higher, generous impulses. How can I be kinder to myself? Those signs on the Thunder card are tongue and something that looks like stairs, and go up. That is so in this, it is, you can be kinder to yourself by what you say to yourself, the words that you use about yourself. And just a reminder to go up, to look up to your highest self. And then how can I be more empathetic towards others? With this lovely Nine of Earth card, we have to give and music and a little lizard. Abundance. So I think this, in resting in your own abundance, in appreciating the abundance that you have, the things that you have in your life that fill you up, makes you more free to go ahead and give freely. Because the majority of us, when we are feeling complete, when we're feeling full, we want to be able to give others that same feeling, to share in the community wealth. A lot of cards about community here. We even have a city here, and a city is mentioned over here. So these are all cards today about growing internally and in concert with your community. The Moon Oracle card that I'm going to add to this is, and I'm going to need this, I think, Freya, the goddess Freya, who has the Aquarius sign here. The key phrase for this card is, "You will have to kiss a few frogs to find your prince." The meaning of this card is being able to do whatever is necessary to get what you want, whether it's pretty or not. The lateral thinking of air in the eccentric sign of Aquarius indicates use of inventiveness and wit to achieve your desired outcome. Freya also symbolizes having to lower your standards to achieve a desired result. Freya is known as a materialistic goddess, but the pleasure that she derived from having objects outweighed what she had to do to get them. And while that sounds really harsh, that's what a lot of us do when we go to a day job that depletes us. It allows us to have the things that we need or the things that we want, and in doing that, the pleasure of those things outweighs what we have to do to get them. So in a way, it's a very practical card, and it is also a very city card. It's kind of like life in the city. There are things that you have to do to get by that you just have to live through. You have to put up with. As an artist, I've had day job after day job after day job in my life to supplement whatever life in the arts that I'm pursuing at that time. And it was a necessary evil. And that's kind of the way what Freya represents. What is, the thing that you have to go through to achieve what you need. That sounds very much like what I was saying this card isn't. That sounds very transactional. But I think it's more the grounding, the earthy grounding of whatever situation you're in life. There are things that just have to be done. And they have to be done for a whole lot of reasons. They have to be done because they allow us to do other things. They have to be done because it's the right thing to do. Or they have to be done because you can't enjoy the fruit without picking it first. And the picking it may be in the hot sun. And you have to endure the thunder and the rain to be able to feed those crops, to enjoy the fruit. So it's today's reading is really, I think, very positive, but with a realistic recognition that there are trade-offs. And so it's not pie in the sky. And that is, I think, what the appreciation in the Nine of Earth springs from. is that you've had to make hard decisions, you've had to make hard choices, you've had to put up with the thunder, you've had to coordinate with others, and this is everything that goes into valuing what you have and having a full gratitude and appreciation for it, knowing that your hard work paid off. This is Cara from Cara Tarot. I hope you have a day today that reminds you of what you've done and how it has paid off in comfort, and that you can see all of that in a larger picture of gratitude. Thank you.